Hello, legends and super legends. Welcome to Veloharmony. About to go on a spin, and I wanted to make this short video to talk about. Paul bought me a saddlebag made by Rapha. This is their small size. They have small and medium, I believe. I'll put some information about it here in the post-production clips. But we've been looking for saddlebags for a while that would not interfere with you when you're riding or mess up the aesthetics of your bike. And I really love the way these look. The challenge has been, since he gave them to me, he had used a tube that was a bit wide. This is a tube that would fit anywhere from a 25 to a 32. So it's a bit wider. And so we could only get one in there. And I haven't spoken to him as I make this video about my successful bid of being able to get two tubes in there. That's what I was able to accomplish through my testing. I found a tube that fits up to a 28 tire. They're like Continental Butyl tubes, nothing special. So 28 or less is able to take two, but I had to remove. They have an option in the saddlebag to take a tire iron right in here. You know, this is kind of a small profile carrying material. I don't use more than one tire iron anyway. But my logic was that I have a tire iron in my bag that I put in my back anyway. But being able to put two tubes in here negates the need for me to put a tube in the pouch that I carry with me. So now this will be empty and just carry money and other things. And this can even take my phone, especially when it rains, because this is another one that Paul got for me that is waterproof. So that's really going to be neat. I've been trying to find a way to put the phone in there. So now I'll just carry my phone in there and have two tubes in here. So now I've got a bag that does not interfere with my legs when I'm riding or the aesthetics of the bike. So I want to show you just briefly how I got the two tubes in there. I was able to accomplish getting the two tubes in here because the first thing I gave up was the bag has an ability for you to put one tire iron in here. Okay, so I took the tire iron out. I'm going to carry the tire iron in my pouch. So what I did was I got two tubes that are not able to accommodate, like they're not set up for like a 32 tire. This is what Paul put in the bag originally. It ended up being just a little too wide to be able to squeeze two tubes in there. So what I did was I got two tubes that will accommodate up to a 28 tire. I folded them nicely. You can see I got one in there on the bottom, and then this one, go ahead. I didn't use any plastic bag on it. You want to minimize anything you put on it that will take up space in this bag. So now I'm able to get both of them in there. The key is that I wanted to make sure it did not interfere with the zipper. You know, it wouldn't hurt the zipper when you tried to close it, because sometimes when you overload a bag, you can damage the zipper. So I got them in there nicely. I squeezed the bottom in. You can see how it's a little pulled in on the side of the bag here. That's because the tube's not in all the way. So I pushed it all the way in. And then what I made sure to do was to get the zipper. The zipper is kind of rubberized, so I didn't want to harm it. So if you see me, I'm pressing the tubes together and towards the back to try to fill that space. The space will fill once you close the bag. And then I squeeze the bag together. That keeps the zipper close enough to where you're not going to damage the zipper. As I squeeze it together, I push the tube in. Getting it out would be very easy. It's getting it in that's a hassle, but to tell you the truth, it's really very easy to take it out, because once you open the bag, you just slide the tube out. It's not a problem when you have a flat, but just taking the time to set it up is really worth it versus worrying about carrying enough tubes. I like having two on here. And then when we ride on the weekend, I may even take a third tube and put it in my radio pocket on some of the shorts that I have that accommodate that. Because when we go out, I don't ever want to run out. And some of the places you guys know that we go, we're on adventures. There's nothing there. So as you see now, after getting them nicely in there and squeezed together, because it's beautiful, you can squeeze it. Look at the bag. Is that neat or what? That's the bag. So this bag now is holding two tubes. Rapha does not advertise that this bag would hold any particular number of tubes or whatever. They just call it their small bag. And I just like the profile, and you'll see shortly I will show you how it gets on the bike. So now with this setup, I can swap them between any bikes. Today I'm taking the blue bike, so I'm going to put it on the blue bike. So I wanted to share this with you all because I introduced some other saddlebags and other pouches that I have, like this one. I use them from time to time and I still have them stocked. So these are not obsolete, but it just gives me more options. So sometimes if I'm going on a ride, especially during the week, and I just want to run out from a quick spin, I don't have to be concerned about packing up my pockets with a bunch of stuff. This is always going to be on a bike. I just grab that bike and go. The biggest thing to remember when you have this kind of setup is carry your pump. I carry a pump in my pocket. You guys know that. So just don't forget that, because all this has are tubes. You got to have your pump and your pouch, or stick your tire iron in your pocket. Don't forget that, because there's no room in here to put a tire iron. It'll just be too much. So I don't mind it so much because I don't forget my pump. So my tire iron is always in my pouch because I don't forget it. I carry money, ID, my phone goes in here as well. So if you have a pouch, so now if I were to carry this, I would take the tube out of here. I would lighten the load unless I was going very far. But my repair kit, my multi-tool is also in here. So now with my multi-tool, my tire iron, my phone, money or whatever in here, that's all I've got to be concerned about sticking in my pocket. I've got 2 tubes on a bike all the time. So I just wanted to quickly show you the final result, the aesthetics. So I've got the bike ready for the road, and I want you all to see from a distance how the saddle looks on the bike from the back. I've got it leaning by the door because I'm getting ready to leave. It fits right under my S&P little plastic band that S&P puts on the back of the saddle. And it's under the saddle completely. I want to kind of get a shot from the side. I hope that does it justice, because this is how it's going to look on the road. Okay, so the bag is there. It does not interfere with anything you're doing. It's completely concealed under the saddle, and it just really looks just right. Doesn't take away from the lines of your bike. So I really like these kinds of bags. So now I got 2 tubes on the bike. I don't have to wonder, and all I got to do is make sure I got my tire iron with me all the time, and I'll be ready to go. So I just want to share that with the channel. Those of you who are on the fence about saddlebags, those of you who have fancy carbon bikes and whatever, this is the perfect saddlebag for you. This is the size that's small, and I think they have another size that's medium if you want to carry more stuff. I kind of like the smaller sizes because, like I said before, my thighs are big, so I don't want a large saddlebag under there. But you can up the size and be able to carry even more stuff. I could call these like an essentials saddlebag. Just carry it where you absolutely have to have.